My precious child, stay a moment. Do not scroll past this frequency, for this is not a random occurrence of technology. It is a divine interruption, a sacred pause orchestrated by my hand specifically for your soul. I have seen the way you have been searching, the way your spirit has been crying out in the silence of the night, asking if I am still there, if I still hear the whispers of your broken heart. I am here. I have always been here. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end of every trial you face. And right now I am stepping into your timeline to halt the chaos that has surrounded you. You feel that quickening in your chest, that sudden warmth in your spirit that is my presence confirming to you that this message is your lifeline. The enemy thought he had you cornered. The world thought you were finished. But I am the God of the turnaround, and what was meant to destroy you is about to become the very platform upon which I build your greatest victory. Listen closely, for the words I speak today are not mere suggestions. They are heavenly decrees that will shift the atmosphere of your life starting this very second. Before I reveal the magnitude of the blessing that is even now crossing the threshold into your reality, I want you to declare your readiness to the heavens. Do not let this moment pass in silence, for your words are seeds that take root in the spiritual realm. If you recognize my voice and you are ready to receive the restoration I have promised, stop for a second and acknowledge my presence. Type "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of heaven over your life. This is your act of faith, a signal to the angelic hosts that you are standing in agreement with my divine will. By doing this, you are stepping out of the shadows of doubt and into the light of my favor. You are signaling that you no longer belong to the struggle, but to the promise. Feel the weight of the burden lifting as you make this declaration, for in the kingdom of heaven your voice carries the authority I have given you. My beloved, you are not meant to walk this path of the chosen one in isolation. There is a great company of souls being awakened in this hour, a family of believers who carry the same light that burns within you. If you feel the truth of my words vibrating in your spirit, I invite you to join this sacred assembly. Like this video right now and subscribe to this channel to officially enter the family of the chosen ones. By pressing that button, you are not just interacting with a screen. You are signaling your agreement with heaven and aligning your path with the constant flow of my revelation. This is your commitment to stay connected to the source of your strength, to ensure that no word I speak falls to the ground. As you join us, you are strengthening the cord of faith that binds us together, making it impossible for the enemy to pluck you from the destiny I have carved out for you. Welcome home, my child. The journey ahead is more glorious than you can imagine. The trials you have endured were not a sign of my abandonment, but a testament to your significance. The enemy does not attack what is empty. He only attacks what is full of my potential. You have wondered why the path became so steep, why the voices of opposition grew so loud, and why the fatigue seemed to seep into your very bones. It is because you are carrying a weight of glory that terrifies the kingdom of darkness. They saw the shift before you did. They felt the trembling of the ground as my promises began to manifest in your life. But I tell you today, the battle is no longer yours. I have seen the silent tears you shed when no one was watching. I have heard the prayers you were too exhausted to even speak aloud. The attack was real, but my protection is absolute. I am turning the tide in your favor, and the very fire that was meant to consume you is now the fire that will refine you into the gold I always intended you to be. Prepare your heart, for the breakthrough is not coming, it is already here. My child, I have walked beside you through the valleys of shadows where no human eye could reach. I saw you in those moments of profound isolation when you retreated behind closed doors and allowed the mask of strength to finally crumble. I was there when you collapsed onto your bed, too weary to even form a sentence, let alone a prayer. I watched as the silent tears traced paths down your face, soaking into your pillow, tears that you hid from your friends, your family, and even from yourself during the busy hours of the day. You thought those moments were a sign of weakness, a proof that you were failing in your faith, but I tell you today that those tears were the most sacred language your soul has ever spoken. In the silence of those heavy nights when the only sound was the thumping of your own anxious heart, I was leaning in close, catching every drop in my golden vial. Not one sigh escaped my notice. Not one tremor of your hands went unrecorded in the scrolls of heaven. I saw you when you felt invisible, when you felt like a ghost moving through a world that didn't understand the depth of the war you were fighting. I saw the exhaustion that has settled deep into your bones, a fatigue that sleep cannot touch. It is a weariness born from carrying burdens you were never meant to bear alone, from fighting battles on fronts that no one else even knew existed. I saw the moments when you looked at your reflection in the mirror and didn't recognize the person staring back. The person whose eyes had lost their sparkle and whose spirit felt stretched to the breaking point. You have asked me in the quiet desperation of your soul why the road has been so long and why the relief seems to stay just out of reach. You have wondered if I have forgotten my promises or if you somehow stepped outside of my grace. Hear my voice now. I have never been closer to you than in those moments of total collapse. When you felt you were breaking, you were actually being broken open so that my light could pour into the deepest recesses of your being. You are not falling apart. My beloved, you are falling into my arms. The world sees your struggle as a defeat, but I see it as the birth pangs of a new authority. You have been forged in the fire of hidden sorrow, and that fire has burned away everything that was not of me. Every night you spent tossing and turning, haunted by what-ifs and the stinging memory of words that cut like knives. I was standing guard over your spirit. I saw the nights when the clock ticked like a hammer, marking the hours of your uncertainty. I saw the moments when you wanted to give up, when you held the white flag of surrender in your heart, ready to let go of your dreams and settle for a life of quiet disappointment. But even then, my spirit was whispering to yours, giving you just enough strength to breathe through one more minute, one more hour, one more day. You are still standing today, not because of your own might, but because my grace functioned as an invisible scaffolding around your soul. Those secret tears were the water that nourished the seeds of the miracle I am about to manifest. In my kingdom, nothing is wasted, especially not the pain that is suffered in silence. The very places where you were wounded the most are the places where my healing power is now flowing with the greatest intensity. The hidden season is coming to an end, and the tears that were sown in secret are about to produce a harvest of joy that the whole world will see. I want you to take a deep breath and feel the release of the pressure that has been crushing your chest. The season of being misunderstood and overlooked is being overwritten by my divine vindication. I saw the kindness you showed others while your own heart was breaking. I saw the way you kept giving even when you were empty, and the way you kept believing in me even when you felt I was silent. Your faithfulness in the dark has earned you a reward in the light. Those nights of weeping were not a prison, they were a cocoon. You are emerging from this hidden season with a strength that cannot be shaken and a peace that passes all understanding. The enemy meant to drown you in those tears, but I have used them to wash your eyes so that you can see the greatness of what I have prepared for you. Rest now, my precious one, for the dawn is not just approaching, it has already broken. The weight is being lifted, and the restoration you have wept for is now knocking at your door. You are seen, you are known, and you are loved with an everlasting love that will never let you go. My child, I was there when the kiss of betrayal landed on your cheek. I felt the sharp sting in your heart when the ones you defended behind their backs spoke against you in the dark. I saw the shock in your eyes when the hand you held turned into a fist, or worse, into a cold shoulder of indifference. You gave your loyalty, your secrets, and your time to those you believed were your brothers and sisters in the journey. You shared your bread and your dreams with people who were secretly calculating your downfall or waiting for you to stumble so they could justify leaving you. This pain is unique. It is a wound that goes deeper than the attack of an enemy, for it comes from the intimacy of a friend. I know this path well, for I too was sold for 30 pieces of silver by one who dipped his hand in the same bowl as me. I saw the confusion that clouded your mind as you asked yourself, what did I do wrong, or how could I have been so blind? But I tell you today, their betrayal was not a reflection of your worth, but a revelation of their assignment. They could not go where I am taking you, and their departure, no matter how painful, was a divine necessity to clear the path for your ascension. Understand this. My precious one, the people who walked away from you were not just leaving your life. They were being removed by my hand because they had become a ceiling to your growth. They were the anchors holding you to a level that I have already called you to rise above. I allowed the Judas in your life to manifest so that the separation would be complete. Had they stayed, their toxicity would have poisoned the harvest I am about to give you. Had they stayed, they would have claimed credit for the miracle that only I am performing. I watched as you tried to bridge the gap, as you apologized for things you didn't do, and as you lowered your light just to make them feel comfortable. But you cannot be small enough to fit into the hearts of those who refuse to grow. Their rejection is my protection. Their no is my yes to a greater alignment. Every person who turned their back on you created a space in your life that I am now filling with my own presence and with new divine connections, who will see your value without you having to explain it. You are being pruned, not punished. The vine that is cut the deepest is the one that produces the most abundant fruit. There is a loneliness that accompanies the calling of the chosen one, and it is a sacred solitude. I saw you standing alone in rooms full of people, feeling like an outsider because your spirit resonates at a frequency they cannot comprehend. The Judas kiss was the final signal that your season of seeking validation from man has come to a close. You were looking for a home in people, but I am your only true home. Do not waste another moment weeping over those who were willing to lose you. If they could walk away, they were never meant to stay for the finish line. I am the God who vindicates. I am the one who prepares a table for you in the very presence of those who thought they had finished you. You don't need to speak a word in your defense. You don't need to seek revenge or wait for an apology that may never come. Your success will be the loudest answer to their betrayal. I am healing the trauma of that abandonment right now. I am stitching together the pieces of your trust, but this time you will trust in me alone. The void they left is the exact shape of the new blessing I am pouring in. Raise your head, my champion. The weight of their betrayal is falling off your shoulders even as you hear these words. I am washing away the bitterness and the why that has kept you awake at night. You are entering a season where you will no longer have to beg for a seat at a table where you aren't wanted. I am building you a kingdom. I am surrounding you with a fortress of my favor that no human scheme can penetrate. Those who mocked you will soon witness the glory I am about to reveal through you. The Judas kiss was not your end. It was your graduation. It was the moment you stopped being a student of human approval and became a master of my divine purpose. The door they shut in your face was only to force you toward the gate. I have opened a gate that no man can shut. Be still and know that I am your defender, your shield, and your exceeding great reward. The people who are for you will be greater than the ones who were against you. My beloved, I have watched you wander through the vast, echoing silence of the dry wilderness. I saw you standing in the middle of your desert, looking at the horizon for a cloud that never seemed to come, wondering if the rain of my spirit had dried up forever. You have cried out my name until your throat was parched, and it felt as though your prayers were hitting a ceiling of brass, bouncing back to you as empty echoes. You felt the heat of the day scorching your hopes and the cold of the night freezing your resolve. In this season, you felt forgotten, as if the world had moved on while you were stuck in a landscape of sand and stone where nothing grows and nothing changes. You looked at others who seemed to be flourishing in lush valleys while you were left to count the grains of your own struggle. I want you to know that I was not silent because I was absent. I was silent because I was listening to the strengthening of your heart. The wilderness was never meant to be your graveyard. It was always meant to be your training ground. This dry season was a divine necessity, a stripping away of everything that was not of me. In the wilderness, there are no distractions, no voices of the crowd to lean on, and no worldly comforts to shield you from the truth of who you are. I allowed the wells to run dry so that you would stop looking for water in the broken cisterns of human approval and start looking for the fountain of life within your own soul. I saw you grappling with the fear that you had lost your way, but I tell you, you are exactly where I need you to be. You were not being punished. You were being refined. The desert wind was blowing away the chaff of your old self, the parts of you that relied on your own strength and your own intellect. In the silence, I was teaching your spirit to hear the subtle frequencies of my whisper, a voice that cannot be heard when the music of the world is too loud. You have learned to survive on a single word from my mouth, and that, my child, has made you more powerful than you can comprehend. I want you to stop for a moment and feel my presence right here in the middle of your dryness. Place your hand on your chest and breathe deep. Close your eyes and let the frantic noise of your worries fade into the background. As you inhale, imagine my light like a cool, refreshing mist filling the parched corners of your soul. As you exhale, let go of the exhaustion, the bitterness, and the why that has burdened your mind. Breathe in my peace, breathe out your fear. Feel the rhythm of your heart, which I have kept beating through the hottest sun and the darkest night. You are alive, and because you are alive, my purpose for you is still in motion. This breath you are taking is a gift, a reminder that the same breath of life that moved over the waters at the beginning of time is moving through you right now. You are not empty. You are being hollowed out so that I can fill you with a double portion of my glory. The clouds are gathering even now, though you may not see them yet. The shifting of the wind is subtle, but it is real. You are approaching the edge of the wilderness, and the lessons you have learned in the dry places will be the foundation of the empire I am building through you. You have proven that you can stand when everything falls away. You have proven that you will seek me even when you cannot feel me. This endurance has produced a character in you that can handle the weight of the blessing that is coming. The oasis you are about to find will not be a temporary resting place, but a permanent source of abundance. I am turning your desert into a garden, and your dry land into springs of water. The season of thirst is ending, and the season of the overflow is beginning. Hold on for just a little longer, for the scent of rain is already in the air, and your restoration is closer than your next breath. My beloved child, I want to pull back the veil and show you the truth behind the warfare that has been raging against your life. You have asked me in the middle of your darkest hours, why is the battle so intense? Why does it feel like everything is hitting me at once? Hear my voice clearly. The intensity of the attack is not a sign that you are failing. It is a profound testament to the magnitude of the light you carry. The kingdom of darkness does not waste its resources on those who pose no threat. The enemy does not send his strongest storms against empty houses. He has been tracking the frequency of your spirit, and he is terrified of the moment you truly realize who you are in me. He saw the shift in the spiritual atmosphere before you did. He felt the tremors of your destiny beginning to align, and he launched a preemptive strike to try and discourage you before you reached the finish line. You were not being picked on. You were being targeted because you are a high-value asset in my kingdom. The very fact that you are still standing, still breathing, and still listening to my voice is proof that his greatest weapons have already failed. The enemy's primary strategy against you has been the spirit of confusion and the illusion of abandonment. He wanted to make you believe that I had turned my back on you, that your prayers were being ignored, and that your struggle was a result of my displeasure. He whispers lies into the silence of your mind, telling you that you are too late, too broken, or not enough. He uses the people around you to mirror these lies, creating a chorus of discouragement that is designed to drown out the sound of my promise. His goal was to make you retreat into a shell of self-doubt, to make you drop your shield of faith and give up on the dreams I planted in your heart before the foundations of the world. He knows that if he can disconnect you from your identity as my chosen one, he can neutralize the power I have placed in your hands. But what he didn't realize is that I have used his own tactics to harden your resolve. Every lie he told you became a whetstone that sharpened your discernment. Every wall he tried to build around you became a ladder that I taught you how to climb. I want you to understand the timing of this recent onslaught. Have you noticed that the pressure increased just as you were about to make a significant decision or step into a new level of maturity? This is not a coincidence. The enemy always intensifies the fire right before the gold is ready to be poured. He is trying to get you to abort the mission just as you are entering the delivery room of your destiny. He knows that once you cross this threshold, you will be untouchable in the areas where you once struggled. He is trying to wear you down with death by 1,000 cuts, small frustrations, sudden financial leaks, minor health issues, and strained relationships, all designed to distract you from the grand vision I have given you. But I am the master strategist. I have allowed this pressure because I am using it to squeeze the untapped potential out of your soul. I am teaching you how to be fireproof. I am showing you that even when the enemy sends his best shot, it is not enough to stop the momentum of a soul that is anchored in the rock of ages. My precious one, the enemy has made a fatal miscalculation in your life. He thought that by burying you under a mountain of trouble, he would end your story. He didn't realize that you are a seed, and being buried was exactly what was needed for you to take root and grow. He thought he was isolating you to destroy you, but he was actually providing the solitude necessary for me to whisper the blueprints of your future into your spirit. He thought he was breaking your heart, but he was actually breaking the seals of your compassion and authority. Do not fear his roars, for he is a defeated foe who only has the power of suggestion. I have already stripped him of his authority over your bloodline. The attack was real, but my counter-strategy is already in motion. For every day the enemy stole your peace, I am giving you a year of supernatural rest. For every tear he caused you to shed, I am preparing a fountain of joy that will never run dry. You are not his victim. You are my victor. Stand tall, for the smoke is clearing, and you will see that you have not only survived the attack, but you have conquered the one who sent it. Come with me now to a quiet corner of my heart, to a place the ancient prophets called the Potter's House. I want you to see yourself not as a finished product that has been discarded, but as a masterpiece currently resting upon my spinning wheel. You have felt the world spinning out of control lately, haven't you? You have felt the dizzying speed of change, the centrifugal force of trials trying to pull you apart. But look closer. You are not spinning in a void. You are spinning on my wheel, and my hands are firmly placed upon you. The pressure you feel, that intense, sometimes painful squeezing, is not meant to crush your spirit. It is the calculated pressure of my thumb smoothing out the lumps of your past, the air bubbles of your pride and the jagged edges of your trauma. If I did not apply the pressure, you would remain a shapeless lump of earth, never realizing the beautiful vessel you were destined to be. I am the potter and you are the clay. I have a vision for you that far exceeds the small container you once thought was enough to hold your life. The clay often cries out to the potter, "Why are you pressing so hard? Why am I being spun so fast?" But the clay cannot see the symmetry that is forming. You only see the mud and the water. I see the cup that will soon hold the wine of my presence. You see the friction, I see the elegance. Every trial that has hit you was actually a tool in my hand, carving out a space within you that can hold more of my glory. I had to hollow out the parts of you that were filled with the world's expectations so that there would be room for my divine overflow. This process is messy and it is humbling. It requires you to be soft, to be pliable, and to trust that I know exactly when to push and when to let go. Do not harden your heart against the process, for a hardened heart cannot be shaped. It can only be broken. Remain yielding in my hands, for the very friction that makes you feel weary is the same friction that is making you shine. I am preparing you to handle the weight of the blessing that is coming. A thin, fragile vessel cannot hold the heavy oil of my anointing. If I gave you the breakthrough you are asking for before your character was ready, it would shatter you. I love you too much to let your blessing become your burden. This is why the molding has been so thorough. I am reinforcing your walls, strengthening your foundation, and ensuring that your integrity can support the influence I am about to give you. When you emerge from this spinning, you will not be the same person who began the journey. You will have a new capacity, a new resilience, and a new beauty that only comes through being handled by the Creator. You are being built to last not just for a season, but for an eternity. The hidden season on the wheel is almost over, and soon I will lift you up for all to see. And I want you to remember this promise, a decree that stands as an iron wall around your life. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. I am the one who created the smith, who blows the coals in the fire and produces a weapon for its work. And I have created the ravager to destroy. Since I am the creator of both the worker and the tool, do you not think I have authority over what touches you? Any weapon formed to attack you was made of materials that I own. Therefore, it cannot function outside of my permission, and I have not given it permission to defeat you. It may be formed, it may even be aimed, but it will not prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. This is your heritage as my servant, and your vindication comes from me. You are safe in the potter's hands. You are protected in the furnace of refinement. The work I have started in you is a work that no enemy can dismantle and no demon can delay. You are my workmanship, created for good works, and the masterpiece is almost ready to be revealed. My child, can you feel it? There is a subtle trembling in the spirit realm, a ripple in the water of your life that signals the arrival of something massive. The air around you is getting thicker with my presence, and the heavy, stagnant fog of the past season is beginning to lift. For months, it felt like the very atmosphere was against you, like you were breathing in shadows and exhaling exhaustion. But I have issued a new command. The wind of my spirit is blowing from the four corners of the earth to clear your horizon. This is not just a change in your circumstances. It is a shift in the celestial alignment of your destiny. The frequency of your life is being tuned to the sound of victory. You are moving from a season of holding on to a season of moving forward. The resistance you felt was the friction of the old era ending, but the new era is sliding into place with divine precision. I have heard your silent cries for help, and I have not left you to fight alone. In this very moment, as my words reach your ears, a legion of angels has been dispatched with your name on their scrolls. They are not coming to watch. They are coming to work. They are standing at the borders of your family, your finances, and your health, drawing a line in the sand that the enemy cannot cross. The warfare you have been struggling with is being taken out of your hands and placed into mine. I am the Lord of hosts, the commander of heaven's armies, and I have declared that the battle is over. You have been trying to solve problems that require a miracle, and I am the God of the impossible. Stop trying to figure out the how and when and simply rest in the who. I am standing in front of you as your shield, and I am standing behind you as your rear guard. The atmosphere is changing because the King is in the room. Now is the time to make your faith visible. The spiritual realm is watching for your response. It is time to declare to the darkness that its reign is over and to confirm to the light that you are ready to receive. If you believe that the atmosphere is shifting in your favor right now, do not stay silent. It is time to proclaim your faith. Like this video and subscribe to this channel right now. By doing this, you are confirming to the universe and to every spiritual power that you no longer fear the shadows. You are planting your flag in the ground and saying, I belong to the King and I agree with his decree. This simple act of alignment signals your readiness for the next level. Let your subscription be a testament that you are walking into this new atmosphere with bold confidence, leaving the spirit of fear behind forever. As you make this declaration, feel the shift physically. The tightness in your neck, the weight on your shoulders, the knot in your stomach. I am dissolving them right now. I am replacing the spirit of heaviness with a garment of praise. You are no longer under the influence of the world's economy or the enemy's threats. You are now breathing the air of my kingdom. This shift means that things that were difficult yesterday will be easy today. Doors that were rusted shut will now swing open at your touch. People who were obstacles will suddenly become stepping stones. You don't have to shout or strive. You only have to remain in the flow of my grace. The battle is no longer yours, my beloved. I have taken the sword from your trembling hand, and I am dealing with your giants myself. Watch as the giants that terrified you yesterday become the footstools for your promotion tomorrow. The shift is complete. Now walk into your breakthrough. My beloved, I want to reveal to you a secret and immutable law of my kingdom. The law of divine compensation. In the world you see around you, things are often taken and never returned. Hearts are broken, time is stolen, and resources are drained by the hands of the unjust. But in my realm there is a perfect ledger. Every tear you have shed has been recorded. Every hour you spent working for a dream that seemed to vanish has been noted. And every ounce of love you poured into people who only gave you betrayal back has been measured. I am not a God who ignores the debts owed to my children. I am the great restorer, and the law of compensation dictates that for every season of lack you endured with faith, there must follow a season of supernatural overflow. The enemy thinks he has stolen from you, but he has actually just made a deposit into your future. In my courtroom, when a thief is caught, he must pay back sevenfold. Today I am declaring that the thief has been caught in your life, and the time for your recompense has arrived. You have often looked at the years that seemed wasted, the years spent in sickness, the years spent in a job that stifled your soul, or the years spent grieving a loss that felt permanent. You feel as though you are behind in life, as if the clock has run out on your greatest potential. But I tell you, I am the master of time. I do not just give you back what was lost, I give you the interest that has accumulated in the spirit. I am the God who can compress 10 years of progress into a single month. This is why you must not compare your timeline to those around you. Theirs is a linear path, but yours is a path of divine acceleration. The law of compensation means that because you stayed faithful in the little while being attacked, you are now being granted authority over the much. The very things that were stripped away from you are being returned with a weight of glory that the original versions could never have carried. You are not starting over, you are starting from a place of victory with a harvest that has been ripening in the heavens while you waited. This law is not merely about material things, though I am indeed touching your finances. It is about the restoration of your soul's vitality. For every night of anxiety the enemy forced upon you, I am giving you a double portion of peace that passes all understanding. For every word of shame that was spoken against you, I am giving you a double portion of honor. I saw the way you were treated as less than, and I am moving you to the head of the table. You have passed the test of discouragement. You have shown me that even when you had nothing, you still had me. Therefore, the law of compensation is now being activated on your behalf. It is a spiritual gravitational pull that is drawing every blessing, every connection, and every resource toward you. You don't have to chase these things anymore. They are now mandated by my decree to find you. The universe must balance itself according to my word, and my word says that those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. I want you to prepare your heart for the magnitude of this shift. When a dam breaks, the water doesn't come in a trickle. It comes in a flood. The law of compensation is about to break the dam of lack in your life. You have been trained in the desert to be a good steward, and now I can trust you with the abundance of the promised land. Do not look back at what was lost with bitterness, for the new thing I am doing is so much greater that the old will not even come to mind. I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten. I am healing the wounds that you thought would leave permanent scars. The darkness of the past is being swallowed up by the brilliance of this new dawn. You are being compensated for your silence in the face of accusation, for your generosity in the face of poverty, and for your worship in the face of warfare. Your reward is not just coming, it is being poured out at this very moment. Stand still and receive the fullness of what I have reserved for you. My child, listen with the ears of your spirit, for I am speaking of a now moment that is breaking through the barrier of time. You have lived in the season of soon for a long time, hearing the whispers of promise, but seeing only the desert of delay. But I am the God of the sudden shift, the God who created the heavens and the earth in a sequence of divine days, and I am stepping into your next 24 hours with a mandate of acceleration. Within the next single rotation of this earth, I am setting off a chain reaction of events that you could not have coordinated in 100 years of human effort. I am moving people you have never met to make decisions that favor you. I am causing your name to be brought up in rooms where you have no physical presence. The long, agonizing wait is being swallowed up by a sudden, violent manifestation of my grace. You have been in the waiting room, but I am calling you into the birthing room. The transition is happening now. Expect the unexpected. In the coming hours, keep your eyes open for the strange coincidences that are actually my signatures. There is a phone call that has been delayed by the enemy, but I have cleared the line. It is coming to bring you news that will make your heart skip a beat. There is an email, a letter, or a notification sitting in the digital ether that carries the key to a door you thought was locked forever. This 24-hour window is not just about a small change. It is about a pivot that changes the entire trajectory of your year. I am touching the hearts of those who have held back what belongs to you, and I am making them unable to sleep until they have released your portion. You will see a sudden reversal of the situation that seemed set in stone. The no that has haunted you is being overwritten by a heavenly yes that no man can revoke. This is the hour of the divine turnaround. I want you to activate this prophecy right now with the power of your confession. Do not let this word just sit in your mind. Let it vibrate in your soul. If you believe that I am moving on your behalf in the next 24 hours, do not stay silent. I want you to claim this moment with boldness. Type "I believe" in the comments right now to anchor this miracle into your physical reality. By typing those words, you are coming into alignment with the acceleration of heaven. You are telling the spirit realm that you have stopped looking at the clock and started looking at the Creator. This is your act of spiritual agreement. As you type it, feel the shift in your own expectations. Feel the heavy spirit of eventually being replaced by the electric spirit of now. Your faith is the catalyst that turns my promise into your experience. As you move through the next 24 hours, I want you to walk with the posture of someone who has already received the news. Stop looking for the problem and start looking for the provision. I am working behind the scenes to settle debts, to heal rifts, and to align opportunities that were previously out of reach. Do not be startled by the suddenness of it. You have been prepared for this in the hidden season, and now you have the character to handle the speed of the blessing. This is your day of visitation. The atmosphere is charged with the possibility of the impossible. Trust me, for I am not a man that I should lie, nor the son of man that I should change my mind. What I have spoken I will bring to pass. Your 24-hour miracle is not just a hope, it is a decree. Rest tonight in the knowledge that while you sleep, I am perfecting everything that concerns you. My child, I have seen the weight of the numbers that keep you awake in the middle of the night. I have watched you sit at your table surrounded by stacks of paper and the heavy silence of calculations that never seem to balance in your favor. I know the knot that forms in your stomach when you check your account and the silent shame that accompanies the spirit of lack. You have been living in a cycle of just enough or never enough for far too long, wondering if you would ever break free from the chains of financial burden. But I am the Lord of the harvest, the one who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and the silver and gold are mine. I am not limited by the fluctuations of the world's economy, the decisions of your employer, or the limitations of your past. I am stepping into your financial reality right now to break the curse of poverty and to release a frequency of abundance that will overflow every area of your life. The struggle you have endured was not your destination. It was a temporary classroom where I taught you that I am your only true source. I am now issuing a heavenly decree to open the windows of the heavens over your life, the vast and inexhaustible storehouse of my bounty. I am raining down a blessing upon the work of your hands that you will not have room enough to contain. The floodgates that have been jammed by the enemy's interference, by the spirit of delay, and by your own paralyzing anxiety are being forced open by the power of my word. I am commanding the heavens to release your portion. Where there was barrenness in your business, there shall now be fruit. Where there was a drought in your career, there shall now be an overflow of opportunity. I am not just giving you a temporary relief or a small handout. I am establishing a covenant of prosperity that will sustain you and your family for generations. You are moving from the position of the borrower to the position of the lender. You are moving from being the tail to being the head. This is the inheritance of the chosen one, and I am activating it within your timeline this very moment. This is a significant turning point in your journey, a divine crossing of the threshold where scarcity dies and abundance begins. It is time for you to signal your agreement with the riches of my kingdom and to separate yourself from the mentality of the victim of circumstances. Take a moment right now to affirm this shift with an act of spiritual alignment. If you believe that the floodgates are opening and you are ready to steward the wealth I am bringing into your hands, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to this channel. By doing so, you are joining a family of believers who are stepping into their divine destiny. This act tells the spiritual realm that you are no longer identifying with the spirit of not enough. but you are coming into agreement with the God of more than enough. Let this be the physical sign that you have officially checked out of the land of lack and are now a citizen of my supernatural provision. I am speaking of unexpected reversals that will leave you in awe of my power. I am touching the hearts of those who have owed you money for years, making them unable to rest until they have repaid you in full. I am bringing back resources that were stolen, misplaced, or withheld by the hands of the unjust. But listen closely, for I am doing something deeper than just filling your pockets. I am giving you divine ideas. I am planting seeds of creativity, blueprints for businesses, and strategies for growth that will generate wealth while you sleep. I am the one who gives you the power to get wealth, and I am activating that dormant power within your mind right now. You will find yourself at the right place at the right time, connecting with people who hold the keys to your next level of influence. The debts that have been a mountain in your path are being dissolved into a plain. I am providing for your every need and then giving you a surplus so that you can be the hands of my generosity in the world. Rest in my provision, for I am your Father and I take delight in your prosperity. My child, I have felt the cold ache in your heart where love used to dwell. I have seen the empty seats at your table and the names in your phone that you can no longer call without a pang of regret. You have been wounded by those who should have protected you, and you have been abandoned by those who promised to stay. But I am the great reconciler, and I am stepping into the ruins of your relationships to perform a miracle of restoration. I am healing the trauma of rejection and the scars of words spoken in anger. I am moving in the hearts of your family members, your friends, and your partners, breaking down the walls of pride and resentment that have stood for years. I am turning hearts of stone back into hearts of flesh. Those who are truly part of your destiny are being drawn back to you with a spirit of humility and a desire for peace. You will experience the sudden restoration of bonds you thought were severed forever. The silence that has lasted for months or even years is being broken by the sound of reconciliation. While I am bringing back those who belong, I am also continuing the work of divine filtering. I have seen you try to hold on to people who were meant to be seasonal people whose presence in your life was causing more damage than you were willing to admit. I have blocked certain paths and closed certain doors because I love you too much to let you be destroyed by toxic intimacy. I am removing the wolves in sheep's clothing and the parasites that were draining your emotional and spiritual energy. Do not mourn the loss of those I have removed. They were the chains that kept you from soaring. In their place, I am bringing kingdom connections, people who will see your light and add to it, not try to extinguish it. I am surrounding you with a tribe of the faithful, a community that will carry your burdens and celebrate your victories without jealousy. You are moving from a season of isolation into a season of healthy, vibrant, and soul-nourishing community. I am placing people in your path who will love you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. I am also restoring the most important relationship of all, the one you have with yourself and with me. You have been so hard on yourself, carrying the guilt of failed relationships and the shame of being unlovable. But I say to you today, you are my beloved, and you are worthy of deep, abiding, and respectful love. I am washing away the lies that you are too much or not enough. I am healing your self-image so that you can look in the mirror and see the masterpiece I created. As you heal within, you will begin to attract a different kind of love, a love that reflects my grace. I am restoring the joy of your salvation and the sweetness of our communion. You will no longer feel like an orphan wandering in the cold. You will feel the warm embrace of your Father every day. The years that were eaten by bitterness and grief are being returned to you as years of laughter and companionship. Love is not a thing of the past for you. It is your present and your future. I am moving now to heal the generational rifts in your bloodline. I am breaking the curses of abandonment, divorce, and betrayal that have plagued your family for decades. You are the one I have chosen to be the cycle breaker. Through your healing, a new legacy of love and unity is being established. Your children and your children's children will walk in the peace that you are fighting for today. I am giving you the wisdom to set healthy boundaries and the grace to forgive those who are not yet able to ask for it. Forgiveness is your secret weapon. It is the key that unlocks the prison of your own heart. As you release the debt of those who hurt you, you are making room for the abundance of my affection to flood your life. Prepare for a season where your home is filled with the sound of genuine laughter, and your heart is anchored in the security of being truly known and truly loved. The restoration of your heart is my priority, and I am finishing what I started. My precious child, I have walked through the corridors of your physical suffering with you. I have seen you waking up in the morning feeling as though you hadn't slept at all, your body heavy with a fatigue that seems to reach into your very marrow. I have felt every ache in your joints, every sharp pain you tried to ignore so you could keep working, and every moment of dizziness that made the world spin. You have been carrying the weight of stress in your neck and shoulders for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to be truly light. I saw you in the doctor's office waiting for news with a heart full of shadows, and I saw you in the pharmacy line wondering if there would ever be an end to the cycle of symptoms. Hear me now, I am the Lord who heals you. I am not just the God of your spirit, I am the architect of your flesh. I am stepping into the cells of your body right now to recalibrate, rejuvenate, and restore the vital energy that the enemy and the world have tried to drain from you. I am speaking a word of renewal over your blood, your bones, and your breath. I am touching the areas of your body that have been under attack, those places where chronic inflammation and hidden ailments have tried to set up a permanent residence. I am commanding your immune system to rise up with the strength of a warrior. I am breathing my life-giving spirit into your lungs, clearing away the heaviness and the shortness of breath. You will find that the things that used to exhaust you will no longer have power over you. I am restoring the years that sickness has stolen, the days you spent in bed, the events you missed, and the dreams you put on hold, because your body couldn't keep up with your spirit. I am renewing your youth like the eagles, giving you a supernatural stamina that will baffle those who saw you in your weakness. Your health is not just a physical state, it is a spiritual weapon, and I am sharpening that weapon today. I am also reaching into the depths of your mind to clear away the suffocating fog of anxiety and the persistent clouds of depression. I have seen the way your thoughts have raced like a runaway train, keeping you trapped in worst-case scenarios and paralyzing you with fear of the future. I am touching your neurological pathways right now, bringing a divine order to the chemical balance of your brain. I am giving you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. The mental exhaustion that has made it hard to focus, the brain fog that has made you feel disconnected, and the heaviness that has made simple tasks feel like climbing mountains, I am lifting them off you. I am replacing the chaos of your thoughts with the stillness of my peace. You will begin to see with a new clarity, to plan with a new sharpness, and to hope with a new brightness. Your mind is being liberated to think the thoughts of heaven. As I refresh your body and mind, I am also healing the hidden wounds of your soul that have manifested as physical pain. I have seen the connection between the bitterness you carried and the tension in your body, between the grief you suppressed and the weakness in your heart. I am washing away the toxins of the past. As you release the trauma, feel the physical release in your muscles. I am making you whole from the inside out. This is a season of vitality, a season where your dry bones will not just live, but they will dance. You will walk and not be weary. You will run and not faint. I am putting a new spring in your step and a new light in your eyes. This healing is your portion as my chosen one. It is the fuel you need for the great mission I have prepared for you. Stand up and stretch out your hands, for the current of my healing power is flowing through you this very moment, and what was once broken is now being made new. My child, for too long you have allowed the world to define you by your scars. You have answered to names that I never gave you. The rejected one, the failure, the one who was left behind. You have worn these labels like heavy tattered garments, letting them dictate how you walk, how you speak, and how much you dare to dream. I have seen you shrink back in rooms where you belonged at the head of the table, all because you believed the lies that your past defined your future. But I am the Lord who renames nations and transforms hearts. Just as I changed the names of my servants in the ancient days to match the greatness of their calling, turning Abram into Abraham, the father of many, and Simon into Peter, the rock, I am stripping away the old labels from your spirit today. You are no longer the victim. You are the victor. You are no longer the abandoned. You are the beloved. I am wiping the slate of your identity clean and writing a new name upon your heart, a name that carries the weight of my favor and the authority of my kingdom. This name is etched in the stones of heaven, and it is a name that the darkness must obey. This new name is not just a title, it is a mandate and a spiritual shield. It means that the version of you that was easily intimidated, easily broken, and easily silenced is gone, consumed by the fire of my presence. I have used the furnace of your trials to forge a new character within you, one that is tempered with resilience and infused with my grace. When people look at you now, they will not see the person who was crushed by life's weights. They will see a person who was built and sustained by the hand of God. I am shifting your social standing and your level of influence in ways that will seem impossible to the natural mind. Those who used to overlook you will now seek your counsel. Those who looked down on you will witness my glory reflected in your countenance and be silent in your presence. You are being promoted from the background of life to the very forefront of my purpose. I am giving you a seat among princes and a voice that carries weight in the councils of men and the courts of heaven. This is the hour of your emergence. You have been trained in secret, and now I am honoring you in the sight of all. I am fulfilling the promise I made to you in the deepest part of your soul. I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten, the years of the hopping locust, the destroying locust, and the chewing locust. I am not just giving you a new name. I am giving you a new history that redeems every moment of perceived waste. I am reaching back into the decades where you felt you were losing ground, where you felt the enemy was winning. And I am making those years count for something eternal and powerful. Nothing was truly wasted in my economy. The pain of the old you was the essential seed for the authority of the new you. I am paying you back for every season you were underpaid, undervalued, and unappreciated. The locusts of debt, disease, and depression are being driven out of your borders by the wind of my spirit. I am making everything beautiful in its time, and your time of blooming has finally arrived. You are stepping into a mission that is far greater than your personal comfort. You are becoming a living testimony of my power to resurrect a life. Do not look back at the person you used to be with regret or longing for what was. That person was a necessary bridge to bring you to this moment, but they cannot follow you into the brilliance of the glory that is ahead. Leave the old name in the desert where it was tested. Leave the shame in the wilderness where it was defeated. Put on the new garment of my righteousness and walk with the posture of a conqueror. You are a king's kid, a chosen one, a warrior of light. I have called you by my own name, and you are mine. Every time the enemy tries to whisper your old mistakes or remind you of your past, remind him of your new name and the blood that bought it. Remind him that you have been redeemed, justified, and glorified by the highest authority. The signature of the Creator is upon your life, and no power in the universe can erase what I have written. You are entering your season of honor, your season of being recognized for who I made you to be. The world will call you blessed, and you will know in your heart that it is because I have turned your mourning into dancing and your shame into a crown of everlasting beauty. My beloved child, hear the finality in my voice and the unshakable weight of my authority. I am the God who speaks and universes are born. I am the God who commands and the darkness must flee. Today I am issuing a final celestial decree over your life, a sovereign law that cannot be overturned by any court on earth or any council in hell. The period of your testing is officially closed. The documents of your struggle have been shredded by the fires of my holiness. I have stamped your life with the seal of my approval, and I am announcing to every spiritual principality and every worldly power that you are under my exclusive protection. What I have opened for you, no man can shut. What I have blessed in you, no man can curse. The attack that was meant to destroy you has been repurposed into a bridge that is carrying you into your greatest era of influence. This is not a suggestion, it is a divine mandate. Your restoration is no longer a possibility, it is a finished reality in the archives of heaven. I want you to seal this prophecy right now, not just in your mind, but in the physical atmosphere. There is a specific frequency of agreement that activates the fullness of my power. Do not let this moment fade into a memory. Lock it into your destiny forever. If you believe that I have spoken directly to your soul today, if you believe that your breakthrough is here and your enemies have been defeated, then take your place as a co-heir of my kingdom. Type Amen or I receive in the comments right now to officially seal this word into your life. By doing this, you are marking the ground where your miracle begins. You are telling the universe that the old version of you is dead and the new glorified version has risen. Do not keep this fire contained within yourself. Be a vessel, not a reservoir. Share this message with 3 people who are currently in the fire, 3 souls who are drowning in their own hidden season. As you become the messenger of hope for others, I will accelerate the harvest for you. But my child, as glorious as this moment is, I want you to understand that this is only the beginning of our new walk together. You have seen the reversal of the attack, you have felt the shift in the atmosphere, and you have heard my promise of restoration. However, there is a deeper mystery I am preparing to reveal to you. There is a secret about your specific calling, a hidden detail about the 3rd sign that I will manifest in your life to signal the start of your true spiritual reign. This sign will be so clear and so personal that you will know without a shadow of a doubt that I am not just your God, but your closest companion. I will reveal this secret to you in the next message I send your way. Do not be distracted, for the revelations will only get deeper and the glory will only get brighter from here. Your training has reached a level where I can now trust you with the blueprints of the kingdom. To ensure you do not miss this next vital piece of your destiny, and to stay anchored in the frequency of this divine family, I invite you once more to confirm your place among the chosen ones. If you have felt my presence today, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. This is more than just a digital action. It is your way of staying connected to the source of these heavenly decrees. Our spiritual family is growing, and your presence is essential to the light we are collectively casting into the world. By staying connected, you ensure that every word I speak reaches your ears at the perfect time. Rest now in my absolute peace. The battle is over, the victory is yours, and my love for you is eternal. Welcome to your breakthrough. It is done. It is finished. It is yours.